articulate and cute, kinda quintessential, unique and elegant too. Everything that I need, baby, you are a queen. You are black, love, and confident too. Kinda quintessential and you love in you, baby, you are a queen. Everything that I need.
Hey y'all, it's your girl Hershee Love here with another episode of Hershee's Word of Mouth. And for my next guest, I have Mr. Kenyan here, who has his own photography business called Tranquil. So we're going to get into it about that because it's a great story. And I was there from jump, y'all. I was there when he first started. So I want him to share y'all story. OG. All right, y'all. So let's get into it. So your major wasn't always photography, and that's not what you always wanted to be. So tell the people what you wanted to be originally.
So when I first got into Florida State, I had aspirations of being a doctor. So my major was biology, and then I had my epiphany in sophomore year in Bio 2. Bio 2, you know, we learning about plants and stuff like that. So
stuff I can't relate to.
You feel me? So I got stuck on a question, and I was already like, it's like the 7th question I got stuck on already. So I'm like, yo, I'm about to, fail this test or whatever. So I put down my pencil and I was like, this is not what I want to do. Like, this is I just don't see myself doing this.
What year was this?
This was 2016.
And were you a sophomore or junior?
Sophomore.
Okay.
Sophomore. So after that, I just took some time to think about like what burns that fire into my soul.
Right.
And then that's when I remember how I used to video edit back in high school. I remember how it used to make me feel. So that's when I switched over to studio art.
Okay.
Got my first camera.
Now wait a second. Hold on. How did your mom feel when you told them, or your parents at all? How did they feel when you said, I'm switching my major? Because if it was me and I was a sophomore about to be a junior, my mom would kill me. She'd be like, girl, we done spent all this money on all these classes. You better know what you want to do. It's the last time you're going to switch your major. So how did they feel?
Well, it was with my mom. She was how it seemed to me was she was okay with it, but I know deep inside she was like, okay, you know what I mean? But she never shot me down. She never doubted me. And then after a while, she seen like how serious I was with it and how good I was getting with it. That's when she was like, okay, like he's for real and I'm just gonna support him all the way. And I remember, never forget this one time, because she follows me on my Instagram, and she has my post notifications on. So every time I post, she knows, like,
she knows.
Me. She knows. So I remember she texted me one time, and she was like, keep making masterpieces, son. And I was just like, never forget that. So every time I'm feeling down or something like that, I just remember that voice, that text message, and I just keep on going.
All right, okay. And so, where are you at now? Would you say how do you feel like you've grown? How do you feel like photography has made yourself grow as a person? And then how do you see your photography growing? So, like, two separate things. How do you think this has helped you grow?
How did it help me grow? It expanded my critical thinking. Like, I'm able to I'm able to look at certain situations, or if I'm in a certain situation, I'm able to break it down like to the T, to the detail. Because photography is all about details. So to anything I do, I'm just looking for the details. And for photography wise, what was the question?
So basically, how do you feel like your photography has grown, and then how do you feel like photography has changed you to grow?
Okay. My photography, how's that grown?
What do you see like as a big difference from when you first started to now? Like, what is something you probably struggled with learning how to do now back then that you feel like you got it down now?
I think compared to back then to now, I've gotten more conceptual and my eye evolved. Like, I'm able to walk anywhere or drive anywhere and just like look at something and like my eye can see like the shadows, the lighting, the structure, and how everything will play out. So I feel as though that's how I evolved basically in my photography. So.
And how would you say you choose your models? Like, how does that change? Because when he first started, he was just using everybody he knew. for in a model, or do you feel like you could still use just anybody and bring out their certain features?
I can use anybody because what I'm doing, my genre of art is fashion, but I want to make it artful as well. You know what I mean? So it doesn't matter who you are. It's just I'm gonna direct you to my vision, how I want you to be seen. So it doesn't matter what size, color, race. It doesn't matter at all. So does that answer?
Yeah, that sure did. Okay, so what's your pet peeve with people who ask you to take their pictures? What's your biggest pet peeve? If you had to put up like a PSA on Instagram and be like, don't do this with photographers, what would you say?
The do's and don'ts of how to approach a photographer. First, if you're just inquiring about his rates, it's okay to DM somebody. But if it's for sure you want to book with this photographer, send them an email. Please, please, please don't ask to shoot for free. Like, that's like the biggest slap in the face you can do to a photographer. Like, we spend a lot of money and a lot of time on editing, on lenses and stuff like that. So it's just, we can't shoot for free all the time. You know what I mean? All the time. Don't rush your photographer. If he does shoot you for free, don't rush your photographer. He has other responsibilities to do. If you do pay for a shoot, you have the right to.
The computer talking to me, y'all. Mind of its own.
Yeah, so if you do pay for a shoot photographer, you do have the right to ask about your pictures.
Okay.
And that is your money, but it's a very sensitive.
All right, so I do have another question though. What's been your worst experience?
Ooh. Okay, my worst experience.
If you never had one, if not, you can always say
experience like what?
With somebody you've had to shoot with, I guess.
Like a bad client or something like
that? Yeah, bad client. Not necessarily with editing or anything on your photos. Like a bad client. They didn't come on time, didn't have nothing ready. Attitude might not have been on point.
The only thing I would say is I remember one time somebody wanted to do a birthday shoot with me. And I suggested them an appropriate time to shoot because you can't shoot at any time because of the highlight. It's bright. If you shoot in the bright light, she's black, she's gonna look white. That's how it is, bro. So I went out there, I got, they paid for it, I can suggest things, but I'm just gonna do what I gotta do, whatever for you. So I shot them or whatever, and then after in post-production, when I was showing her how the pictures came out, when I sent her edits, she was like, she doesn't like the pictures. I'm just like, I suggested you the time that you shoot at, you know what I mean? Because it was just like really, really, really washed out. Everything was washed. Like, it was just really, really ridiculous. So, that's another thing, shooting at the right time. Like, just listen to the suggestions of your photographer. So.
How many cameras have you been through so far? Have you stuck with the one since you started?
I started off with a Sony Alpha. That was on my mirrorless, but it wasn't what I wanted to see. So that's when I upgraded to a Nikon. And I had a Nikon for I had both cameras for a year. And then that's when I sold my Nikon, and that's when I bought this, my Canon, and then this is my little baby now. So.
I have a Canon. So would you recommend a Canon for people that want to take pictures, or what would you recommend would be the best of the best, but still affordable?
It's all preference.
So break down, what does Sony give you that the other two don't give you?
Okay, Sony, you have the best. No, I wouldn't say you have the best of both worlds. because Sony cameras are better for videos. If you starting a YouTube page or something like that, a Sony would be a great camera to start with, the Sony Alpha 5000, because it shoots. No, it's not. It's a 4K. The Alpha series. I'm sorry. The Alpha series is a good series to start from because they're like the cheapest cameras that'll give you like the best quality for what you pay for. Nikon, that's better for pictures. The pictures are more sharp. And then Canon. I mean,
see, this is why I had to ask this question, because I feel like a lot of people just automatically go to Canon because I feel like it's the most talked about.
It's like ever since I started using this Canon, the unedited pictures look edited already. So I think Canons are more the cameras photography for dummies, I guess. You could say it like that. Like you know what I mean? So it's just it's like a cheat code. I don't know. So it's definitely made my unedited pictures really amazing. So when I'm in post production and I'm editing, I don't really have to do much with them. You know what I mean? Whatever Photoshop stuff I want to do.
I'm not a big fan of editing.
Yeah,
that is not my favorite thing. Actually. So how did you, going back to Tranquil, how did you come up with the name for your business? And how hard was that?
The name, it wasn't that hard because I already have my personal Instagram page. That was Tranquil Mentality. So when I was like thinking of, for my professional page, my art page, I was like, I'll just use Tranquil and just put photos. I started off Tranquil Photos, and then after a while I was like, I don't like the photos part. It's kind of like looks kind of tacky. So I took out the photos part, and that's when I added the X, and the X.Tranquil. The X stands for by. So if someone's like tagging me in a project, they'll be like X.Tranquil. It'll be by Tranquil. A lot of people don't get that, but I also put that there because Tranquil wasn't available when I was like creating the actual.
Okay, so somebody else already add a little something else to it.
I had to make up for it. So.
I got you. So tell me what's been some of your most favorite photo shoots. And I know it's kind of hard because I feel like you have a personal love for each and every one of them, because I feel like your eye and your concept has been a part of each one. But like, I know you got a favorite. You can even tell me a few.
Oh, okay. A few photos. I have a few. I can't do favorite. My favorite photo shoot. Okay, I'm gonna have to go with the first one is with Vakaya J. Duncan. That's the homie. It was a portrait type thing. With a yellow background, and she had like a red scarf on her head.
Oh my gosh,
you know that picture?
Beautiful.
Yeah, Vakaya.
Yes.
She is. Yes, she is. That's one of my favorite shoots. The next favorite shoot, the one I did recently at Tybee Island in Georgia with Deja and Diamond. That was a visual. That was my first time I actually planned out my visuals and stuff like that. I drove 4 hours there, so it's like I had to be ready for what I was doing.
Yeah.
So that was my favorite shoot. One of my favorites. Not a whole bunch. It's just.
Can I tell you what my favorite is? She was like in the cotton field.
Kaylin! Oh!
What?
Yeah.
She looked like a whole queen. I said.
Yeah, that.
Look at that. Because I asked you about that. What made you think about the cotton? Because I asked you about this before, and I feel like you had a.
To be honest, that was so unplanned because we were on our way to Georgia. We were heading to the sand dunes originally, and on the way there, I looked at the right, and I was like, "Look at this cotton! Like it's so clean and white." And the outfits that she had were just amazing. So I was like, you know what? Let's pull up on the side of the road and take a few snaps, and then
That was my.
Yeah. So that was impromptu, but
She did great. Wow.
Yeah, she did. I love that shoot.
On the spot.
I love that shoot. It was cool. It was real cool.
That was a great shoot. And I've seen you grow a lot. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
But okay, let's get into it. So how long ago you lost your job where?
Where was I working?
Yes.
I was working at Tallahassee Memorial. I was a newborn photographer there, and I worked there weekends because I had to go to school on the weekdays. So I lost my job June 1st.
Okay, what's the story behind that and how that kind of ties into this?
All right. So I got that job. And it was a pretty amazing job. Like I genuinely loved going to that job. They had some management changes, and the manager that they brought in, she was kind of feisty. Like, she was always on my back. Like, every little thing I did, she would call me, oh, Kenyan, I need to talk to you, da-da-da-da-da, call me, give me a call. So every time she texted me that, I'm like, okay, oh boy, what did I do this time? And it would be like the most, they would accuse me of certain things, but they would have nothing to back it up. Ever since I've been working there, my sales have been phenomenal. And I've always gotten good feedback from the moms. I'm working with, moms who just had a baby, you know what I'm saying? So it's not really an easy task to do. They're really protective over the newborn baby and stuff like that. So I never got like a single bad complaint from my mom. And then it just all came crashing down as I was getting closer to graduation. She called me, left a voicemail, and she just basically said, as of June 1st, you're exterminated. And yeah, just like that. What? Yeah, just like that. It is what it is, though. So I'm like, all right.
But that freed up some time for you to keep working at your craft. So how do you feel about that?
About me getting fired and
that
everything happens for a reason. I've always had a good positive head on my shoulders, so of course I felt kind of down about it, because I'm like, okay, I gotta pay my bills and stuff
right. Rent.
But I'm like, you know what, I just gotta keep doing what I love, and like now it's the time for me to put time into like my craft. So since that happened, I said to myself I wanted to get into my videos, like for real. So that's when I started studying like different aspects of films and stuff like that, like different shooting angles, and just really putting time to like producing a good quality video. So and then I carried that over to my shoot I did in Georgia with Diamond and Deja, and then I think that the video pretty much showed for itself, because I put a lot of time.
You did. I liked it.
Thank you.
And you put J. Cole.
J. Cole.
Cold world.
So
I like that a lot, though. So you just graduated, all right? All right. So what's your next plan?
My next plan is to go back home to Fort Lauderdale and just keep doing my dreams. I'll probably take trips back and forth to Miami and stuff like that. But my main thing right now is to pretty much save, get my clients up, and just get out of there, because I don't want to stay home for a long time. You know what I mean? So save up, get my clients up, get my name up, network, and then move to Georgia, because that's where I want to be based at for a little while.
So you did something. You told me that you did something with JCPenney's. Can you go into that a little bit?
Oh yes, yeah. So this was, I believe, this was like my first year. Into my first year, I had got an email. I had just did a shoot with with somebody, and the very next day they emailed me. Care emailed me, and they were saying, oh, they like the content on my page, and they would they wanted to invite me to New York for a project with JCPenney's.
Right.
So I got in contact with them, and they were telling me all I had to do. So what my job description was basically capturing the how-tos of a hairstyle, and then the next day. Ask the question again.
Okay, so you did something with JCPenney's recently, right?
Yeah.
All right, so can you go into that a little bit, what that event was about, or what they had to do?
Yeah, so I got an email from Care, the hair company, and what they basically said in the email was they just liked the content on my page, and they wanted me to come to New York to work on a project with JCPenney's with them, and it was basically it was like a hairstyle type of thing. So I was originally supposed to shoot it was a 2-day type project.
Right, okay.
I was supposed to shoot both days, but JCPenney's last minute decided to go with the photographer that they've been using forever. So Kara was like, you know what? That's cool, but we still want you to shoot for us.
Okay.
So that's when I flew up to New York and I shot the first day the how-tos, and I got some free samples from Kara. So that was cool. They were really nice people and stuff.
So did they pay for everything? Or you had to pay for your flight?
No, I had to pay for my flight, but they paid for the shoot and stuff. So
okay, that's good. That's good.
It was worth it.
Did you have to bring your own camera?
Yeah, I had to bring all my gear, the lenses. What else did I have to bring? That's pretty much just me and my body and my mind.
And your eyes. Don't forget that.
Exactly.
Now you said after graduation you want to go back home, which is Broward. We never specified that.
Right.
But you also said something about you really want to be an ATL. So why is that? I know it's evolving, but like, is there a particular reason? Like, you know, of a specific business you want to be in?
Yes. Ultimately, long term, I want to have my own film production company. And right now, ATL is a spot for film and just videos in general, because they just recently surpassed Hollywood in film.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Nice to know. I want to get into my acting thing.
Exactly.
So you gonna call it Tranquil Productions?
Nah, I don't know yet.
Tranquil Film Productions.
It might just be Tranquil Film or something like that. I don't know. My mind changes a lot, so who knows?
You might not even use Tranquil.
Exactly.
Huh?
Exactly.
You got to.
I know. I have to.
Switch up.
I know. It might be. I don't know. Who knows? It might Tranquil something visions. You know.
So what's your goal for like when you wanna move there? Like how long do you think you're gonna be trying to stay home and then to move to ATL?
I'm gonna say no more than a year. No more than a year. I'm gonna give myself like a year
To save up
or
and
less than
everything?
that. Yeah, like 7 months or something like that, and then I'm on to the next place.
Getting up out of there.
Yeah, man. I need my privacy. You know what I mean? I just don't want to be. I love my mama, but.
Don't let her watch this video. She gonna be hitting you up like, what? But what?
Yeah, I
But
just like the comfortability of my own face. You know what I mean? So.
And we definitely gonna have to put in a before and after of it, because he recently did a shoot for me again. When he first started, he did a shoot with me, so we have to show that so we can see how you evolved and grew. But I do thank you for joining me today and sharing your story. Y'all gotta go check out his page at
x.tranquil.
And do you want to show your personal?
My personal, sure, Tranquil mentality. If y'all, if you cool.
If you cool, I might let you follow. All right, thank you again for joining me, and thank y'all for tuning in to Hershey's Word of Mouth.
All right.
Yeah, it's something about a black woman. To let me know one of them gotta be the right woman. Gotta respect them cause all of them was created strong. Don't meet the standard of beauty, no, they create their own. Full of style and confidence as early as the birth stage. And every year they get more encouraged as they incur age. Cause you know black don't crack, and these women are Nickelodeon, I swear they all laugh.